John.
Hi Ross.
How are you?
Very well.
That's good. John, just to get through an interview of how you're feeling about your Results in Business Institute licence.
Yeah.
You've been a licensee for 6 months now?
Since July, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. John, before you came on board and before you actually became a licensee, did you have any fears or doubts about making the step that you took?
Yeah, I had a few. As you know, I had a good job with a good salary, and I knew I was going to have to give up a big salary. It took me some time to get over those, I think.
Right. Because you're a corporate trained, John?
Yeah.
Senior sales role in a national
Optus,
corporation?
Yeah.
Optus? Yeah. Okay. So the pain of giving up the big salary was probably the biggest thing you had to get over when you came on board?
Well, the fear thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since then, John, you've attended boot camp?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the training and the actual startup plan that you got out of boot camp?
I enjoyed it a lot. As you know, Ross, I rather thought that you couldn't tell me much about selling. I've got 12 years experience as a senior salesperson. I rather thought I knew what I was doing. But the refresher course, the sales training course part of boot camp, as you know, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And it was worthwhile.
So from a point of view of teaching a non-salesperson how to sell consulting and business improvement services,
yeah, it was
you feel like hit the mark?
Yeah, it was excellent.
Good. Excellent's a good word. Thanks, John. And John, the support since training, like 6 months on, the support you've received?
Yeah, I've enjoyed the support. I mean, it comes in a few ways. You know, I've enjoyed access to you and to be able to ask you questions. I've enjoyed support from the BDMs, and I quite like the network that we belong to. You know, when you can throw things out there and see if anyone's had experience. I don't know how unique it is. It feels quite unique, and certainly my customers like it. And
you're finding that other licensees are particularly helpful when you get into certain areas that they've had experience in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the strengths of the network. And John, you were mentioning to me downstairs that income-wise, you've now reached a $5,000 monthly billing level.
That's right, yeah.
After 6 months?
After 6 months, but it's probably fair to say that 5,000 is set in place for me for the next 12 months.
Right, so you can only hope to build on that.
So I can build on it, yeah.
Okay. And in terms of replacing your Optus salary...
I'm not there yet.
Okay, so when do you think you'll be there?
I'm hoping. I feel quite confident I'll be there by July.
Okay, so...
Which would be a year.
Within 12 months of coming into the business, you'll have replaced your Optus salary, recouped your initial investment, and have a business with good residuals.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think I'll have a proper business that I can build on properly further.
And some of the clients you've got, have you tagged residual income sections to the deals?
2 I have, yeah.
Yeah, okay. One in particular that I came and helped you get. Yeah, okay. So that's working out well?
It is, yeah. Interestingly, I had a negotiation last week, which I think will pay off in the next day or two with a residual deal for 18 months.
Okay. So that particular part of boot camp obviously hit home to you, the fact that you should be trailing what you're doing for income?
Yeah, it did, yeah. You know, and I think it helps if you put your money where your mouth is and say, I'll share the risk with you.
Okay. So if you had to sum it up, John, what is it you like most about being part of the Results in Business Institute network?
Well, there are a few things, but I like working for myself. I like not commuting anymore to North Sydney.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I think there's an opportunity for us here. I think we're on the crest of a wave as business coaches, and I see the market accepting this idea more readily. And I like not working for someone else best.
Yeah, and I think a couple of the luminaries in our industry have recently come out with statements that in 5 years' time, everyone will have a business coach.
Yeah, I believe so.
As you know, John, I've long since held the theory that people have no trouble having an accountant and a solicitor and an advisor. Why wouldn't they have a business consultant?
Yeah, and I feel like it's heading that way. You know, large businesses do this already. Yeah. Executives have executive coaches.
Okay. And anything you haven't liked about the license?
No, nothing I haven't liked. But someone said to me when I started, "Everything takes longer than you think, John." And he was right. Everything does.
Okay. So, John, when you started, we asked you to sign a document, as we do with all licensees, to say that you had 12 weeks income and marketing costs set aside.
Yeah. I needed it.
In your case, you stretched it.
I stretched it. It took me longer, yeah. It took me about 4 months before I was billing, I think, 4,000.
Right. But you'd actually build some little bits along the way. It wasn't totally revenue-free.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, John. Well, thanks a lot for coming today. I really appreciate your help. And we'll be putting this up on the website, John. You might get a few calls.
I'll be embarrassed.
Thanks, John.